Well, guess what? I went to Menards. I bought Carpentry pencils. Welcome to another episode of Pencil Spotting. Yeah, so you don't often think about going to the hardware store to buy pencils for writing the great American novel with, and yet that's exactly a thing that you can do. So this is going to be interesting. But I did also buy these Carpenter pencils. I love Carpenter pencils for drawing. And if you don't know what a Carpenter pencil is, I'm going to open this package up and show you. Because I have other Carpenter pencils I'm going to try too down the road. So this is a Carpenter pencil. It's a big, thick, flat pencil, and it's got a big old chunk of lead in the middle of it. And the whole point of this is if you're on a roof and you're measuring things and you drop it, okay, it doesn't roll anywhere because it's flat. It's not round. And typically you sharpen these with like a utility knife, and I love drawing with them because they've got that big, thick, round, not big, thick, round, big, thick, flat lead in here. So you can really get a lot of shading in. But this pack also includes a sharpener, which looks like this. And that kind of weirds me out because you get a pencil on there and you kind of lose the point of having that big flat lead in there. So I'm going to run and grab a utility pencil or a utility knife and sharpen one of these up. And then I'm going to sharpen one of these up in this guy. And we'll see where we get. Be right back. Well, there you have it. Not really impressed with either of these methods, but I think I need a new blade in this knife. It didn't feel very sharp. But you do see what I'm talking about here. Let me zoom in here. You get that nice, big, thick lead, which is great for drawing. Okay. See if I have a clean piece of paper here. So, if you go this way, you get a very fine point, a very fine line. If you go this way, you get a nice thick line, which is quite luscious, very luscious. So this way, first of all, this pencil sharpener does not work really great. Hey, somebody sent me a message. They love me. I mean, first of all, this just looks terrible. This does not look anything at all like this picture at all. So I don't, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it just felt like maybe this is just a bad pencil. Although I've used these C.H. Hanson pencils before, and I've never noticed quality issues with them. I think this is just not a great idea. And I cannot imagine any serious carpenter being up on a roof and trying to sharpen one of these pencils with this, because it's going to take forever, as opposed to this, which is going to take about 30 seconds. So, but this is nice, dark lead that you get out of this, and it should be, because you're writing on pieces of wood, you're writing on 2x4s, on plywood, on drywall. You need a nice dark mark that shows up. And oddly enough, I mean, if I'm going to write something on a piece of drywall or wood, it doesn't matter how I hold it. But oddly enough, when you hold it like this, these are quite comfortable for writing. So the quick red box, oops, jumped over the lazy brown dot. And you can see, I mean, look at this. Look at this. Let me zoom in on this. Look at the mess that this sharpener made with this lead, and it's doing all this little shadowing here, because that lead is just torn to bits. So I'm not real impressed with this guy. But you know, and I'm not suggesting that you write your great American novel with this pencil, but hey, maybe. John Steinbeck preferred black wings, but he could afford them. So the rest of us have to stick with something a little less. It's a nice pencil to write with, and especially to draw with. So I tend to use these for drawing. But you do get the same kind of shadowing here because these are not meant for writing. But like I said, I do like these for drawing. You can see how easy you can get to a nice thick line here. Let me zoom you in there. So it's just luscious. And you know, maybe if you have a little kid who likes big pencils but they're not fond of round ones, maybe this is the way to go. Not super impressed with this. I'll play around with it a little bit in the future. But yeah, I'm not super impressed with that. But the pencils themselves are great. I've always loved these C.H. Hanson pencils. So you get 10 of them. These are about $4.50, I think. I would pay $5 if they would leave that out. To be honest with you, I'm not real impressed with it. They are made in China, by the way. So these are surprisingly high-quality pencils for a pencil that's made in China. But it does say this packaging can expose you to chemicals including vinyl chloride, which is known to the state of California to cause cancer. So there's a Prop 65 warning on this container. So if that bugs you, don't buy these, or buy them and then throw away the container. That's all I can say about these. But anyway, yeah, they make marks on wood. I didn't even try erasing them because you don't normally erase this, but they do erase okay. So not the most perfect pencil, but they do a good job for what they're asked to do. So okay, so the other pencils that we had from there were C.H. Hanson round pencils with a Pro Sharp sharpener. I've used these before, and I think this top is taped on again, or maybe not. I've used these before. These are actually halfway decent pencils. Again, disturbingly, the packaging has a Prop 65 warning. So either don't buy these if that bugs you, or you know, buy it and then get rid of this packaging. This also has a sharpener, okay, but these are round pencils, okay, and they're described as a finish pencil, 1N finish. I guess for making marks on if you're doing finish carpentry, is that what they mean? But if you look at them, they have some beautifully centered cores. They are round, which I do love. I love round pencils. They come with this sharpener. And this chuck here, you know what that means? That means this goes in here. And then you just drill, baby, drill. So, anyway, the pencils themselves are made in the US. The sharpener is made in China. It says round pencils with Pro Sharp sharpener, sharpen pencils by hand or chucked in a drill. And like I said, I've used these before. I love them. We're going to see how big a mess we can make. Probably, I'm thinking pretty big. We shall see. Is there a little bit of wobble in that? There is. Yep. It looks like there's a little bit of wobble, but I can't figure that out. It is in there straight, as far as I can tell. So let's see how big a mess we can make. We're not getting very far. I don't know what's happening. Okay, I know what's happening. You just have to push really, really hard, and there we have a nice fine pencil and a huge mess, which again would not be an issue if you're on a job site. But I am at my dining room table, and the King of England is coming over for tea later. Okay, as you can see, that pencil sharpener put a super fine point on that. Super fine. These are I do love these pencils. They're kind of expensive. I mean, $4.50 for 15. That's what, 30 cents a piece? Why can I not do math on a Sunday morning? Let's do the math. Actually, I think these were more like $4.80. So 4.8 divided by 15. Yeah, 32 cents a piece. Kind of a lot for a pencil. But I'll tell you, I've used these before, and one thing I've noticed is this lead tends not to break. So there is that. But they're very comfortable. So this is the Sure, well, see that little tiny point broke off. That was my fault. Sure Point Finish Pencil by C.H. Hanson. Okay, nice dark, very smooth. Let me zoom you in here a bit. Very, very smooth. The quick red fox jumped over the lazy brown dog. And it makes a wonderful scritching sound. How well does it erase? We'll see. You know, and I don't know that you would erase a pencil line on the job site. You know, if you're doing finished carpentry though, and you measure a bit of crown molding wrong, you probably would erase that because crown molding is expensive and it's hard to get right. So yeah, if you're off by 1/8 of an inch, you're going to erase that mark and redo it. So this does erase fairly cleanly. Erases even better with the Pentel high polymer eraser. But I've used these before. They're lovely pencils. They're round. They've got this wonderful just clear varnish on them. I love just natural wood pencils like that. But yeah, and it writes smoothly. It writes dark, which is what you need. You need to be able to see the mark that you're going to cut on. And it writes, it's nice and smooth. I could do a lot of writing with these pencils, but at 32 cents a piece, that's kind of pricey. So let's go back to our steno tablet. Again, these are the SurePoint finish pencils by C.H. Hanson. And they write, whoops, you're out of frame. They write well on this kind of paper too. So this is a little bit thinner. This is more like close to newsprint, not quite, but halfway there. So the quick brown fox, ooh, deliberate mistake. And yeah, it erases without tearing that up. Rex fox. Not a king fox, a red fox. Jumped over the lazy brown dog. Now, these are not meant for writing like homework or anything like that. I mean, would you want to write your great American novel with these? You could. They feel very comfortable in the hand. It's not the smoothest lead, though. Sometimes I talk about like writing with a pencil like this. It's like writing with butter. And this is not quite that. You definitely feel some resistance, which makes sense. You know, if you're doing carpentry work, you want to make sure that you're actually hitting the wood. But you know, if you're not, if you're just working on paper, you know, you don't need to worry about that. So this, I can't recommend these for writing, although they are delightful to write with. If you want to just try something different, it doesn't hurt to pick up a package of these. I don't know that I would use that sharpener, but you could definitely do worse. At 32 cents a piece, they're a little pricey. The container causes cancer, but apparently only in the state of California. So I don't know. I like these pencils. Every once in a while, when I'm in the mood for something different, I'll pick one of these up. I usually have some of these sitting around. They're very comfortable in the hand. So no complaints there. Just kind of pricey for an everyday pencil, but you know what? I like them. I'll use them. I'll use all those up. Trying to find out how much they actually cost and not finding them on the Menards website. So yeah, but it's somewhere around $4.80 for this package, I think. And like I said, I'd pay $5 if they would just leave out the eraser. So anyway, you could do worse. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this, please feel free to hit the like button. But if you have a question or a comment, please go ahead and leave one of those. I do read everything that I get, and I would love to respond to you. So until next time, have a great day, have a great week, and be careful out there.